Saw your setup. Ridiculous. You and I will not make garbage.
Greetings and salutations. Python has been hard at work for this tasting event coming up. Probably going to be quite a few people, so I apologize for not being able to hand out more. But you know, I'd still like to have maybe some beer left over at the end of it. Every once in a while, I do like drinking some beer. Anyway, we've been hard at work here. We've got some new items. Again, another more money. We got this crazy bulldozer of a pump. Basically, it's a chugger pump, they call it. And it's by the same company that made this crazy ass mash tun. This pump is, it's got to be good. I had one of these little guys, put a magnetic one before, and this pump, this first stage does like a ton of different things, and this pump here had to have some horsepower. So this thing had plenty of horsepower to do what it's doing, and I also got another electric heating element, which is this RINS rocket, which is a recirculated mash system, something like that. Anyway, what it does is I've got a heating element here. Well, long story short, it's important to keep your mash tun temps. You make all different kind of crazy ass beer and not really the beer you want if you can't hold a solid temp. And the window is like 148 degrees to like 158 or something like that degrees. It's just a small window, but for instance, you're making IPA, something you want to be sometimes around 153, sometimes 152. But the degree or a couple degrees makes a difference between a dry beer or a wet beer, and there's a difference. Anyway, when you start getting technical with making crazy ass IPAs, I don't know, lagers, ales, all that crap. Anyway, over here we have same controller, but now we have a, this is a touch screen. We also have a, it's more like a dial on it. So I don't have it hooked up yet because this is also has to go up to a dedicated circuit thing. I don't have to put another dedicated circuit because I had Navarra's come in here and he put a dedicated circuit just for this brewing system. So what we did is there's another outlet up there for this control box. So there's going to be two control boxes here. And this one here is going to run the mash tun internal temperature here inside of it. But after it heats it up, the water to a certain degree, I'm going to then use this RINS rocket here to recirculate and keep a solid temperature with mash. And everything is going to be hooked Bluetooth. For instance, right now, I'm testing it right now. The pump is actually on. I don't know if you can even hear it, but this pump is really quiet. A lot of juice, and this thing is pretty badass. Anyway, it's running right now, and what it's doing is it's taking the water in here, the mash tun water, and it's shooting it down here through the side glass into the pump, out of the pump. I shut this valve off, so it's going to run left into the RINS rocket. There's a heating coil inside here. There's also a temp gauge at the top here, which a probe runs the top of this into the RINS rocket. So as the liquid passes through, we're getting a temperature reading, which is 152, and it shoots it off into here, into the auto sparge. It's up here in the auto sparge, and delivers it on top of the grain. If there was grain in there, I just had water in front of it. I got some leaks and gangs. I had to do all this shit, take shit apart, add this pump, take away the other pump. So it goes into here. So when it's time, so that's gonna run for an hour with your grain, keeping a solid mash tun. Right now, inside the mash tun, we have 152 degrees according to the touch screen. On the Bluetooth, which is these devices, inside mash is 152, and rolling by the rims rocker right here on the top is 152.7. So it's all intertwined now on temperature wise. So we'll see how it all works once I have some grain in there. I mean, it'll be the first test run of this new shit, new shit, on the day of the tasting, which is 12, 10, 22, from 2 to 5 p.m. the 10th of December, and we'll have a good time. You know, Courtney will be here, our little barista serving, pouring some beers. She knows how to do all that, and you know, you'll have the tasters, and then you can pick a couple of your choice or something like that. Wife kind of arranged the whole thing, so whatever she wants to do. I'm just going to be over here brewing at the same time, so when people are here, they can ask questions. You know, I may not know everything. I learned everything by trial by fire and brimstone. Yeah. But anyway, hope you have a good day. Hope you're having a good weekend. This is Python Brewing, getting more and more and more advanced, and getting more and more leaks everywhere, and I've got to run through and deal with all that shit. But we also have lights for our sight glasses now, so you can see that fresh, clean water rolling through the sight glass. Yeah. And we also have this other shit now, where we can just get real bougie with it. Yeah, look at that! So, yeah, we're getting badass with it. But this is kind of like, this has been custom. I sure as hell don't think I'd want to get into like designing stuff for people. This has been a real like Rubik's Cube, to be honest with you. And at times it's really giving me a headache because I've had to change it around so many times. But when you're building it from scratch and you don't really know, well, you have an idea how you want to run it, and then problems arise and pumps can't do what they're going to do. And I mean, ideally, it'd be nice to have all 3 pumps. This guy, but this thing was like $250 itself. This rims rocker was $250. So shit adds up. Just the sight glass alone was $50, or maybe no, it was $100. I don't know, something like that. This Blackman mash tun was $1,000 with the auto sparge, false bottom. This boil kettle also has a false bottom. This thing has also got a filter, the hot liquor tank. And you know what? It's been a real process, but we're getting it closer. I got some real cool shit. And you know, this end of the stage. See, let me try and get it so I can get you on it. There we go. Yeah, this thing, this plate chiller at the end, which this pump, that's all it does is shoot the boil water through the plate chiller. That thing is freaking badass. That thing lowers one pass like 70 degrees. Spot on every time. But what I do is over here on the floor is I have a cooler, and all the water that I pump through there on the opposite end of the wort that's going through, which is unfermented beer, you know, that ice water just hammers that hot boiling water, and by the time it come out, it's 70 degrees. So anyway, have a great day. Hope to see you there. December, if you were invited. If you're not invited, I don't know what to tell you. All right, have a good day. Bye.